Welcome back to BYU Sports Nation. We are live in Studio B, and we turn our attention to that young man. Kanon Catchings is making his BYUSN debut. Kanon, welcome to Studio B.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We've waited a while to do this, and we're glad that we could make it happen today because a lot of BYU fans are excited to get to know you and what you bring to BYU basketball. So let's just start with an old softball. How do you feel about Provo and BYU basketball and your experience thus far, which has been about a month?
I like Provo a lot. It's what I like to do. It's quiet, just calm place. Like, it's not crazy stuff going around all over the place, so I like it. And basketball, it's been all good. Just getting ready for the season, get better every day. I like the team, like my teammates, just get to know new people, really.
You talked about before you came here, you're excited to get here, to get going in summer workouts. How's that going? And you mentioned chemistry was important to develop early. How's that process coming along?
It's all been good. Everybody gets along pretty well and play together, move the ball. So I think that's like the first step really to learning how to play with new people, just move the ball and trust each other.
Kanon Catchings on BYU Sports Nation. Blaine was just talking about the team chemistry. Who was the first to welcome you in of your teammates that you connected with immediately?
I'd probably say Eli. I've known him for a few years. Not known him, but like played against him a few years ago. So I just remembered him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Elijah Crawford, there's a little rivalry there?
No rivalry.
Now that you guys are teammates, that all's gone, right?
Yeah, it's all gone. I never had a rivalry with him. We just remember playing against him on the EYBL.
Did you dunk on him? That's what we really want to know.
You never dunk on him?
Nah.
Do you room with any of your teammates right now?
No, not anymore. I don't.
So you have your own place?
Yeah, own place.
Where you can just go chill and focus, right?
All right, this has been an interesting timeline for you. How everybody kind of wants to know, I believe, how this worked out for you ending up at BYU. Like, when did BYU first hop onto your radar, and then walk us through the timeline of how that actually happened?
I'd probably say when Coach Tim reached out to me about it. I liked him a lot over at Overtime last year, a lot. And just having somebody that's familiar with you, familiar with your game over here, that's really was one of the main factors for me.
As you met with Coach Young and the staff, what was the recruiting pitch to you, and what made you decide that this was the right place for you?
I'd say the recruiting pitch was just work hard, just do what you're supposed to do, and you'll be where you want to be pretty soon.
You said you like to focus. Things like not a lot of chaos. BYU clearly is that place. It's pretty quiet, pretty straightforward with the basketball and the honor code and everything goes along with that. So as you have encountered that and worked with Coach Young and seeing what BYU basketball is about, has anything surprised you about the program?
No, nothing surprised me. That's just, I don't really do much outside of just basketball, school, stuff like that. Maybe I'll watch movies, play games, but other than that, just calm.
I was just going to say, what are your hobbies outside of basketball? Like, what do you like to do when you have a little bit of free time?
Free time, I'd say, watch sports, so soccer, football, just stuff like that.
You said you grew up playing soccer when we were talking to you before we got here. I said you'd be amazing in the goal. Would that be if you weren't playing basketball, would that be the thing you would do?
Nah, probably not. Soccer is hard. That might be one of the most difficult sports, to be honest, but it's fun to watch.
I feel that about a lot of things. Yeah, it's hard to do. I'd rather just watch it because it's fun. It's fun to watch. Kanon Catchings is with us on BYU Sports Nation. The Cougars play in the Big 12 Conference. It's the best and most challenging college basketball conference in the country. And it's just getting that much more challenging with new teams coming in, adding Arizona, among others, to the mix. So what did playing in the Big 12, or how did that factor into you choosing BYU?
I'd say just the Big 12 play style. It's faster, more shooting, more just everything, really. And then that just made me, I already started.
Yeah, you're fine,
Yeah, the Big 12 is just a great conference, great teams. You got Arizona, all those good teams. And just going against somebody like players over at Arizona or somewhere else in the Big 12 like that every night, it'll just make me better.
Crazy fans, crazy environments, awesome stadiums everywhere you go, including the Marriott Center. So what have you heard about playing in front of a packed Marriott Center?
I heard it's crazy, super loud, but that's kind of what I like. I remember in Indiana, it was a big game, semi-state. It was super loud, but that was probably one of my favorite games.
And this place is off the charts. We've been doing games before where we're this close to each other and we have to scream at each other and then still read lips to be able to see what's going on. It's fun to watch, watch the players get lifted by the fans here. I know you're going to love that. Talk to us a little bit about the relationship you have, especially with Tim Fanning. We know that you go back with Tim, but also now with Kevin Young.
Coach Fanning, met him last year at Overtime Elite. He was my coach for most of the season, but I like him a lot. He's a cool guy. Just talk about anything really, basketball, anything else. Go to baseball games with him. Just get to know him really. And then Coach Young, same thing, cool guy. Talk about anything, basketball, same things really.
How do you feel like Coach Young can help you develop for what your ultimate dream is, and that is to play in the NBA?
I feel like he can help me because he's seen it all before. Devin Booker, KD, just players like that I look up to, especially Kevin Durant.
How wild is it that your coach has those guys on speed dial?
It's crazy because I remember KD was one of the first players I really watched whenever I was younger. That's really who made me like basketball.
You mentioned Overtime Elite where you played, which is an elite national type of a program. How do you feel that prepared you to come now, make this jump and be in the Big 12 and compete at this level?
It helped me a lot. Just playing against players that are super athletic, Somto, Carter, just players like that. You got to shoot it up off the top of the glass. I'm not to block it.
Kanon Catchings is on BYU Sports Nation. You mentioned Kevin Durant was a guy that really made you want to play basketball, and you kind of fell in love with his game. Would you say that you try and pattern your style of play after him? If not, who do you look up to, and who do you try and pattern your play after?
I just look at a lot of players like KD, Paul George, Jason Tatum, just players like that, has similar size. But Kevin Durant was probably one of the first players that I ever watched, playing basketball, maybe in first grade, second grade. Well, maybe before that, but still, he was probably one of the main people to get me into basketball, as well as my aunt, just always being in the gym with her.
So Kate, that style would be a nice style, but describe your style to us. If you were going to give us a scouting report on you, what would you say about your game?
I say it can make shots from really anywhere and just rebounds really well. Can find teammates.
Coach Young talks about your defense. He's an elite defensive player.
Are you an underrated defender?
I think so. I think so. Defense is probably something I need to work on, but whenever I sit down and guard, I really can. I just need to get a little bit stronger and consistent.
Now that we're talking about defense, and you've been in workouts with your teammates, I got to know, what's it like to play against and defend Keba Keita?
I don't guard him. That's Foos.
That's all Foos.
Jumps too high.
Oh, he does jump out of the gym.
We were talking before we came on. He's a big dude to be jumping that high.
Yeah,
he is a
crazy.
big physical guy. To tell us a little bit about the makeup of this team. What do you expect out of this team in the Big 12 this fall?
I say we just got to keep getting better, just come together. We already are together, but the team that really stays together will be the team that comes out on top.
You mentioned your aunt, Tamika Catchings. She had an event recently in Utah, and as part of that, she was able to come and visit with the BYU women's basketball team and kind of see the facilities. What kind of a role has she played in your life as you have developed as a basketball player?
I'd say she played a huge role for me playing basketball, just because, I remember some of my first memories of playing basketball, it's me on this side of the court, watching her work out, trying to do the same things. And I was 3, 4, 5 maybe. So just watching her come up, play basketball, work out early, that made me want to do the same things for myself.
And it's not just your aunt. Your mom scored 1,500 points at Illinois. She's a WNBA draft pick. So your mom's also a very, very good player. Your grandfather also played in the NBA for 11 seasons. That's a pretty amazing family heritage. How does that family heritage play into where you are today?
It helps me keep a perspective, not just get ahead of myself, to look at them, try to look up to them and ask them for help.
What are your expectations for yourself this season as you make the jump to major college basketball?
I'd say just work hard, really, and just try to stay consistent in what I do, make shots, just play hard.
All right, Kanon, I have to ask, because I've seen some highlights, you dunking on some guys, and you're very, very low-key, super nice. Is there a switch that you flip when you go on the court?
I mean, I guess kind of. I just really want to win. That's the main thing, yeah. Just win for the team.
There's nothing wrong with letting the emotion out when you dunk on somebody, right?
So to get into your mental, like, would you rather make a game-winning three to win the game at the end of the game, or would you rather take the ball coast to coast and dunk on top of somebody's head with the time expiring to win the game? Which would you prefer?
I'd probably say the game-winning three.
The game-winning three, okay.
Show the shot-making capability.
Yeah, like
there you go.
More.
There you go.
All right, Kanon, hey, it's great to have you on BYU Sports Nation.
Thanks for having me.
We look forward to a really, really fun season, and needless to say, BYU fans are excited. And that's probably a gross understatement.
No, everybody's excited in Cougar Nation to see out there and to see the makeup of this new team. A lot of new faces. It's going to be a fun one.
So here's how this works. When you come on the show, you get BYU Sports Nation karma.
Oh, yeah.
You get all the good vibes. Yeah, I'm telling you what, like,
it never fails.
You're going to have an amazing next few weeks in all aspects of your life.
So this
is the thing.
And this, and when you come on in the summer, this could carry you for a couple of months. So you got all that going for you. So thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.